Yeah, no, you see, that's the thing. Is like the voice brings along with it like a ton of baggage, like legitimate baggage. And I remember it's like that episode of the Trailer Park Boys when the guy's got Conky Puppet, and every time he starts talking, all his like deep-rooted psychosis comes out. So I got to be really careful when I'm bringing him up, right? But yes, absolutely. Yes, I like it. 6, I was over grade 5. I was at my buddy's house, and I had this little psychological battle. I was like, you can either be a singer or a guitar player. You can't be both. But it's like, I think that maybe if there's anything that's defined what I do, it's been trying to elbow two things together that shouldn't be together. You know, like the ghost deconstruction thing or whatever. So I decided that I would do both, and do both of them at like 70%. With 140% effort.
I think just over the last few records we've done, we slowly started like inserting more of our own particular idiom into the whole thing. So I think it happened in a natural way, and it wasn't like stopping at something and starting at something else for us, anyways.
I think that's a good way to put it for sure. Evolution. And you know what? It's like after a while, you just learn how he writes, right? We've been together for 2 years. So, yeah, 2002 is a long together. So yeah. It just naturally evolved as you learn how he likes to write stuff, right? So, but it was really simple.
Captain Spectacular, other than Zap Brannigan from that's it, Billy West, yeah. So I just called him and I said, would you like to be the captain of the universe? And clearly he had to agree to that, because how could you pass up that opportunity, right? But I meet him for the first time on Saturday, and I hope he's wearing his cape.
He wears the scarf.
He wears a scarf?
Well,
I don't know about that. Captain Spectacular wears. Well, maybe if it's like a
spectacular scarf.
when he's on Raw.
That's pretty spectacular, though, don't you think? No, he had to be Captain Spectacular. There's no question. Thank you. But I'm just not intellectually or creatively there yet. So in order to get there, I think the first step is to make something that's like unbelievably gross. So the symphony, I think, is going to be like when you go to 7-Eleven and you get a Slurpee, a big gulp, and you put all the flavors in at the same time, and it turns into this sort of brown, sort of like tasteless thing. I'm hoping to make a brown, tasteless symphony. Brown lights that cost a lot of money. And then hopefully after that, by purging it, then you can do something that's just like, universe, right? Thank you. That's pretty good. We're gonna make a brown big ball, guys. Oh, here we go.
That's the album title right there.
What was like your biggest inspiration or catalyst to go from something like Strapping and Lad, this extreme wall of noise, to prog, this deep intellectual prog?
Well, I mean, I appreciate the thought that it's intellectual. You know, I've got a son that's. Your name's Paige, right? Yeah, I got a son that's Paige's age and so when that happened, all of a sudden I realized for the first time in my life that my whole trip had been inherently so self-absorbed for so long that to do music, it became something that was like more of a privilege rather than your identity. And at that point, improvisation and a lot of things that make productivity really function quickly it was like, oh yeah, there's tons of that. The hard part's going to soccer practice, you know?